I secretly married a Muslim woman. Part 2. After half a month, to the day, I knew no matter what I wanted to be with her forever. That feeling that people say you just know is confirmed real. I knew that no matter where life took me, I had to have her by my side. I just wanted to be with her every minute of my life. I worked as hard as I could, as fast as I could, and finally came up with the money to buy a ring, and I was going to ask her to marry me. I nervously drove with her to our secret spot that afternoon, and we sat by the water just talking. I worked up all the courage I had, turned to her and said, "Will you marry me?" After what felt like the space-time continuum froze for eternity, really 0.5 seconds, tears rolled out of her face as the most beautiful, wonderful, smart, gorgeous, kindest, loving woman I'd ever seen said yes. The feelings I felt were unlike anything I've ever experienced and could not begin to describe the feeling I had. This is happening. She's really mine. I'm going to marry her. Fast forward after another half-month of fun, and one day we seemingly simultaneously said, "Let's get married now." Still, no one knew of our relationship, so we called the courthouse in a town an hour away and booked the closest available date, which was the next week. On the day we snuck away from our day, got dressed, met up, and went to the courthouse. Nobody knew about us, so we didn't have the 2 required witnesses. Luckily, the kind people at the court offered to fill in. And that day, we got married exactly 1 month, to the day and down to 5 hours, from the moment I asked her out. I was the happiest man ever. 2 weeks later, unfortunately, someone in her family who was her CPA noticed her different last name on an important form. She didn't say anything, and later looked her up on the court records site and proceeded to call every Bangladeshi person in the state to tell them she married an American. She still lives with her whole family, and that night I got a call of her freaking out that her family knew. I went over to their house expecting the worst and got met with huge smiles and hugs. They were actually super excited about us. Hell yes. The next week we got a house together. A few months later she got pregnant and we started our life. Fast forward, and eventually we went back to my hometown and met everybody there. Everybody greeted her with wide open arms. My dad, Mom left 4 years old, was happy and kind, and even though it was heavily Christian and almost no one had ever seen a Muslim or even a different color person before, I was proud that my town didn't see race or religion or language and saw she was a great person and truly invited us into their homes. She gave birth to our wonderful, awesome, healthy son, and we officially started our own little family in life. Life was perfect. Part 3 is up.